And finally, as I take your leave, we leave you with dramatic eyewitness video that captured the moment a tornado whipped through the field in Iowa, United States. We leave you with that. Thanks a lot for watching.
This is a big announcement for us right here on CNN News 18. A historic feat for our channel, a historic week for our channel, as 50 weeks of news dominance.
It's not just on linear television that CNN News 18 is number one. We are number one today on YouTube, number one on Facebook, and number one on the Park TRP ratings for linear television. The team that is bringing this together is a very, very young team. I think it's the fruit of the effort that we have put in. The way different people in this young team stepped up when the challenge presented itself or when the opportunity presented itself, I think that was incredible. We want to thank all our viewers because I don't think we could have achieved this without your support, your love, and your commitment to the kind of journalism, the kind of news stories that we put out there.
अगर आप डेमोक्रेसी को जिंदा रखना चाहते हैं तो अपोजिशन की बात भी सुननी चाहिए और वो हठधर्मी पे हैं, इसीलिए ये सब सेशन पूरा वॉश आउट हुआ।
आखिरी दिन को भी कांग्रेस और उनके साथियों ने बहुत गलत तरीके से डिस्टर्ब किया, हाउस को चलने नहीं दिया, काले कपड़े पहन करके संसद का फिर से अपमान किया।
नफरत से भरे हुए लोग आज झूठ पर झूठ बोले जा रहे हैं। अपने भ्रष्ट कर्मों का खुलासा होते देख बेचैन है, हताशा से भर गए।
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. Today was the last day of the budget session of Parliament and it turns out this too was an absolute washout. The session was conducted in two phases and witnessed several disruptions, and for the first time in many sessions, the blame was squarely on both the sides, the Treasury benches and the opposition. The opposition continued its demand for a joint parliamentary committee, that is the JPC probe, on the Hindenburg report, skipped the courtesy meet called by the Speaker and staged a Tiranga Yatra from Parliament. While the BJP remained adamant on the demand for apology from Rahul Gandhi for his remarks on Savarkar and the OBC community. Rajya Sabha was first adjourned till 2 p.m. while the Lok Sabha was adjourned sine die. Total 38 bills were introduced, 28 bills were passed since the first session of the 17th Lok Sabha. Fewer than 10 bills have been introduced or passed in each of the last 4 consecutive sessions. So the 17th Lok Sabha is unlikely to sit for more than 331 days, which could make it the shortest full-term Lok Sabha since 1952. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the party workers on the occasion of BJP Foundation Day and launched a scathing attack against Congress, calling it a corrupt party, and once again set the tone for 2024. that it would be social justice of the BJP versus what they see is corruption of the opposition parties. The Prime Minister assured that BJP would return to power at the centre next year, but warned them not to be complacent. Targeting opposition parties, the Prime Minister said the parties in power since independence had not given up the colonial mindset and continue to treat people as slaves. So the question that we are asking on News Epicenter this evening, has Vivad stalled Vikas in India? Are the parties playing politics at the cost of taxpayers' money? Joining me on the show, Aparajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament of the BJP, Manikam Tagore representing the Congress. We have Manojit Mandal of the Trinamool Congress and Professor Sanjay Kumar of the CSDS. Aparajita Sarangi, the session has been a washout, and for how long can the government put the blame on the opposition? Did you make an effort to run the House?
A very good evening. I would very emphatically say that it's the combined responsibility of both the opposition and the ruling dispensation to run the parliament. The Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs tried its best to sort out issues, and you are well aware of the fact that before every parliament session, there is meeting with all the opposition parties, and the ruling dispensation tries to find out some kind of midpoint, and then the parliament session starts.
So what is the midpoint?
This time also it happened. We always seek support of all the people who are sitting in the opposition, and Prime Minister, none other than Prime Minister Mr. Modi, before every parliament session, he speaks to everybody, to the media and to the people who are sitting in the opposition benches. So I think we solicit everybody's support. But then there are certain issues which cannot be compromised with. I think this has to be understood very well. The opposition cannot just get away by saying that it's a responsibility of the ruling party to run the parliament. No. See, it's humiliating the constitution, working against the dignity of the parliament when we go to the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha in black dresses.
When you were in opposition, that is the BJP was in opposition, you put the blame of running or not running the parliament on the Treasury benches. How will it be a role reversal now? It's your government which is in power. We saw the BJP MPs protesting against Rahul Gandhi.
See, we are talking about the 17th Lok Sabha, right? We are talking of the present moment, and that is why let's not digress from the central concern. The fact remains that we have not been able to actually run the parliament this time. And as you said, in fact, this has been a complete washout. The budget session 2022, Rajya Sabha had 90% productivity and the Lok Sabha had 123% productivity. But unfortunately, we have come down. But think about the issues and think about the reasons why this happened. Okay, see, people coming to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in black, does it hold?
I can see Manikam Tagore in black even right now. Mr. Tagore, the question is, the government has made its point very clear on the JPC. They also want to make it clear that perhaps Mr. Rahul Gandhi has to apologize for his comments. We did not really see much of an opposition unity per se on any of the issues, be it the JPC demand on the Hindenburg report or even or other issues. My question is that the Treasury benches say you are equally responsible for running or not running the parliament. Will you take the blame?
Thank you. Main thing is that my learned colleague from the BJP should be very clear that who asked for the apology from Rahul Gandhi ji, and for the first 7 days of this session, every day one minister stood up and accused Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji, and then they were asking Maafi Mango, Maafi Mango. That was the everyday affair in Lok Sabha, and I can say to you that we opposition parties were asking for JPC. It's a parliamentary work. We were demanding for a joint parliamentary committee from among the parliamentarians. We were not asking for any mafia of Mr. Modi. We are asking very clearly a pointed out question to the Congress, to the Treasury benches, that we want a JPC and we wanted a discussion.
Mr. Tagore, if Rahul Gandhi would have apologized, if Rahul Gandhi had apologized, then perhaps that demand of JPC would have been on the floor of the House. That demand was not even given importance in the sequence of demands because you were adamant that Rahul Gandhi will not apologize. So what is the priority of the Congress party?
Maria,
Rahul Gandhi's apology or not apology, or the question of JPC?
You have to understand the Treasury benches, particularly Mr. Piyush Goyal, came up to the opposition and told that you leave that issue, we will leave that issue. They were not saying that you apologize, then we will discuss for JPC. It is not the query. They wanted to leave this issue. They wanted us to drop JPC. Instead they will drop the apology part of Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji. And then this Rahul Gandhi ji's disqualification came, and all the parties thought that the lightning speed at which Honorable Speaker acted and the Secretariat disqualified Rahul Gandhi ji in 24 hours time, when the same thing was in 2016 Lok Sabha, when a BJP member, Mr. Narayan Bhai, when that conviction they took all the time to think about it, made the paper and others. What is the hurry in that thing? Therefore, only all parliamentarians, opposition, 19 parties were pleading for 17 days that 1 minute give to us in Lok Sabha, 1 minute. Opposition leaders, 19 party leaders, not even 1 minute they were allowed to speak. Where we are going for a democratic process in parliament. Why we have to wear a black dress and come? Because you are not ready to hear us. Therefore, we wanted to show to the world that we are protesting against the authoritarian rule of the government. That is the thing we are wearing black dress.
But I'm saying the basic courtesy that should have been extended when the speaker calls for a meet. How fair is it for you to boycott that meet also?
You had all the BAC meetings. You have to understand it kindly. There are 2 BAC meetings, Business Advisory Committee meetings happened. In both the meetings, all the opposition parties participated in Lok Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, because the Honorable Chairman spoke about Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who was in that time the other House member, Lok Sabha member in the Parliament, allowed the leader of the House, Mr. Piyush Goyal, to speak like that. Therefore, only it is not allowed. You can't speak about Rajya Sabha member in Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha member can't be discussed in
So a quick response from you, Prajita, and then I bring in others. Go ahead. Prajita.
Yes. Let's come to the crux of the matter. Since they wanted a JPC, we kept on telling them that the matter was sub judice. 3 petitions had been filed in the Supreme Court and an expert committee had been formed. 6 eminent people are part of that expert committee. Let them give their report. And then SEBI, being an independent regulator, was on the job. So I think they should have appreciated, acknowledged this particular stand of ours. What we asked for was an apology. We never wanted an explanation from Rahul Gandhi. Yes, I agree, Rahul Gandhi wanted to speak in the Lok Sabha. But the fact remains that he wanted to explain his position. Nobody wanted explanation. His crime within courts was on camera. Everybody knew what he had done beyond the boundaries of this nation. He had brought down the dignity of India. So for that matter, just let me ask Mr. Tagore and any of the Congress workers who's listening to us, will any one of them would agree to what Rahul Gandhi speak outside the country? I mean, do they stand by him? So I think nobody would be actually siding by him as far as this particular kind of behavior is concerned. So it was just a matter of simple apology. And you know, we hold the dignity of the nation.
Okay.
We attach paramount importance to the dignity of the nation. We talk of
ma'am,
Bharat Shresth
the
Bharat.
17th
We
Lok
talk of
Sabha
nationalism.
may very well turn out to be the shortest full-term Lok Sabha since 1952. And, and that is something which will be associated with the BJP because you are in government. And that is not something that you would be like really proud of given the kind of, you know, what you had on agenda, and that has not been fulfilled. Now coming to Sanjay Kumar. Sanjay Kumar, we are truly in an election season, be it in 2018
ask me a question.
or even in 2013. We have seen how whenever there is the final year of the Lok Sabha to end, there is complete non-cooperation between the two sides. But when you look at this particular budget session, who do you blame? The taxpayers' money suffered. 2,50,000 rupees per minute. That is the amount that is wasted if the parliament doesn't function. So who should be held accountable for the loss of my money?
Maria, there is always allegation and counter allegation. The ruling party is saying that the opposition is not allowing the ruling party to function the parliament. But I think overall we must understand it should be the joint responsibility. It is the joint responsibility, because if one side makes it a point that they won't attend the parliament, they won't allow the parliament to be run. So it's very difficult to say. I would say it's unreasonable to put the entire blame either on the opposition or on the ruling party. There should have been more effort to bring the two teams together on a table, discuss these issues. I think if you have to put the blame, both the ruling party and the opposition parties have to be blamed for this.
But Sanjay Kumar, you don't see not functioning of parliament anything unusual in it, right?
Unusual in a sense, I think this particular session was unusual because the parliament did not function even for a day.
Yes.
Normally it doesn't happen. If the session is for a week or 2 weeks, at least some days the parliament is washed out, but on some days there are at least some functioning. This was particularly of a different kind when I think the parliament could not function even for a day. So it's unusual of that time. And both the sides, normally we have seen that one side takes a tough stand and the parliament doesn't function. This was particular, this was unique in a sense. The ruling party was also protesting and the opposition was also protesting, and both these parties are blaming each other for the non-functioning of the parliament.
Yes, so it's joint responsibility, Manikam Tagore. You cannot squarely blame the government for not functioning of parliament. Manikam Tagore, if I have your attention, sir. Professor Manojit Mandal?
No, I think it's a trite cliche to say that the house belongs to the opposition and running of the house, I think the responsibility of running that house remains with the government. It's a cliche, but that's the convention in this country. Look at how you're passing the financial bill of 50 lakhs crores without any discussion in just 12 minutes. And this happened not only for this time, this happened even in 2018, 2019. What is the government scared of? In the last 8 sessions, they had to adjourn the house sine die without any discussion, without listening to the opposition. Now they will come and say that it is both a joint responsibility and so on and so forth. Then Mr. Arun Jaitley was wrong in 2012 when he said that we will disrupt the house, we will disturb the proceedings, and the government has to listen to us. Now that whole thing has been reversed. Look, we are very clear. This government is scared of any discussion, why it is within the parliament, outside the parliament, and even at times in TV studios. This is absolutely clear. They love to muzzle and throttle the voice of the opposition because they will call them out. 19 of our TMC MPs were suspended during the farm law protest. The bill that you had to take back. Now you need to apologize to all these parliamentarians, including the leader of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Derek O'Brien, for alleging that he was manhandling the chairman. Oh my God! You had to take back the parliament, that particular law.
Okay.
267. No discussion under 267 for the last many sessions. This government is scared of the opposition, and let me tell you, it's not between Rahul Gandhi and BJP.
No, but the TMC was not standing. No. Manojit, the TMC is not standing with the Congress party and other opposition parties on the issue of demand for JPC. Are you standing with the Congress on JPC?
I'll tell you why we don't want JPC. Because can you tell me in the last 10 years how many JPCs have seen logic and conclusion? We were looking for a more powerful investigation under the supervision of the Supreme Court of India.
Manikam Tagore, you know, Parliament is a joint responsibility. That is the point being made by Professor Sanjay Kumar. What efforts did you make when? What efforts did the opposition make to ensure that the House will run?
First, let me answer my learned friend from BJP and parliamentary colleague. She asked that whether we stand with Rahul Gandhi ji, whether Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji spoke outside in London was right. Yes, he spoke right, and we completely stand with him. As a Congress worker, as a member of Parliament,
You have
we
no
all
way,
stand
no
with
way
him.
out.
One. Second, please, ma'am, please, because we know think that it is your party is not won't allow
Please go ahead.
people to speak. Second thing about Mr. Sanjay Singh, Sanjay ji's words about it. Yes, it is the work of Parliament has to function, means both the opposition and the ruling party has to get together. Who disturbed this Parliament session? The ruling party, historically first time in the history of India, a ruling party disturbed the Parliament for 7 days. Every day one minister was standing and asking that Rahul Gandhi maafi mango. Then there will be shout maafi mango, maafi mango, maafi, as if Jai Sri Ram today they were shouting, like that only they will shout. Every day they were shouting. My friend was not shouting, I can see that, but other people were shouting. We have to understand that this Parliament, post time, a ruling party disturbed Parliament for 7 days. We were asking for a discussion on JPC. We were not asking for some other thing. There should have been a meeting, and what is it? Our discussion should have been Adani word. Mr. Rahul Gandhi on February 7th, he asked 5 questions to Honorable Prime Minister. Prime Minister on Adani scam, Adani's wealth issues. How Modi ji is supporting Adani to become richer from 20,000 crores to 14 lakh crores now. Therefore, that answer was not given. Instead, his speech was expunged. They don't want to hear the name Adani in the Parliament record. This is the problem with the government. Why they are afraid about Adani? What is the problem with Adani for them? Let them allow a discussion. Let other parties, 19 parties are together,
I want
madam.
to understand from you,
All the
particularly
parties
in the
want
context of
one thing.
Adani, because your state in which you are in power, they are also doing business with Mr. Adani. Are the Chief Minister, such as Mr. Gehlot and others on board on that issue? Because if you look at the stand that has been taken by
One
the
thing is
TMC,
that-
it's very clear that because of they are going to give a long rope as far as this entire report is concerned.
You have to understand that we are not saying the thing that Adani's business should be closed. We are saying only one thing, that Mr. Modi has been giving away the country's wealth to Mr. Adani single-handedly. That is our charge. We want that discussion to take place.
Can I
If
come
we are
in,
in
please?
Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh, if we are giving away out of the way to Mr. Adani, then we will ask the chief ministers also. There is
Okay,
no problem
fine,
in it.
fine.
Because it is, we are saying that thing that yesterday Karaikal port was given, madam. Yesterday, Karaikal port in Pondicherry has been given away. Because BJP is a partner in that government. Karaikal port has been given, 16th port to be given to Mr. Adani. Kotak Mahindra has been removed from that naming from the National Green Tribunal.
Can I come in, please?
Yes,
order.
Aprajita, go ahead.
This is truth.
2 examples I would like to submit before the esteemed panel. Number 1, solar power plant in Rajasthan has been given by Gehlot government to Adani. Number 1. Number 2, Vijingam Airport without tender in Kerala was given by the Kerala state government to Adani. Now, what do they say to this? So I think it's very easy to level charges and go for allegations. But the fact remains that you should look within yourself. Adani or any other business concern, I think they are all part of the development processes. In 2008, Sri Anil Ambani was seen a couple of times flying with Mr. Manmohan Singh. What's the big deal about it? So there are many things, we can talk about. But the fact remains, I said, let's come to the crux of the matter. The crux of the matter is Rahul Gandhi has brought down the dignity of the nation. He should have offered apology. We did not want an explanation. And the GPC case is in the Supreme Court. So I think we have to, this Adani case is in the Supreme Court. We have to wait and watch for the report of the expert committee. That's it. And it is definitely unfortunate that,
So, what are the
Parliament
chances,
was a
Manikam
washout.
Tagore, that this issue will be carried forward in the next session, the monsoon session? That is the opposition going to let go of this issue now that this issue is more or less, it's clear that the government is not going to agree for a JPC. Now, what happens to the JPC demand on Hindenburg report? Manikam Tagore.
You are asking me?
Yes.
Yeah. parliamentary strategies are worked out by the opposition 19 parties together. Congress as a democratic leadership in that thing, and our Congress President Mr. Kharge ji calls the 18 parties, and we decide about the floor how we are going to take it up. Now we are decided to take this up, and the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi ji to the people, and Congress party will take it to the people. But about the parliamentary strategy, when the session comes, the opposition parties will sit together and decide.
All right. Professor Sanjay Kumar, final word to you. How are you looking at this session? I mean, do you think...
You don't give me any chance to speak, just once.
And Professor Sanjay Kumar, final word to you. Just explain to us, this is nothing unusual, yes, but the taxpayers will be seeking accountability from the lawmakers.
This is quite unfair, Maria.
Seeking accountability, but what is the way to seek accountability? The only way is to the accountability is when they go out, when they vote in the election. So if people are unhappy with their elected representative, irrespective of the party, the time will come when they have the chance to cast their vote. That's the only way to fix the accountability, Maria. There is no other way citizens can fix the accountability of their elected representative.
All right, Professor Sanjay Kumar, Manojit Mandal, Manikam Tagore and Aparajita Sarangi, really appreciate your time. Aparajita will be continuing with me for the second debate. Shifting focus now to a story which has gone viral in the last 24 hours. Veteran Bidri craft artist Shah Rashid Ahmad Qadri, who was conferred with the Padma award last night, had an interesting conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi while thanking him for the honour. As he shook hands with the Prime Minister, Qadri said that he did not think he would be awarded if the BJP government was in power. But Prime Minister Modi proved him wrong. Prime Minister Modi listened to Qadri intently and slightly laughed on his BJP comment as the two continued to shake hands. A total of 52 awardees were given the honour on Wednesday. 2 Padma Bhushan, 5 Padma Vibhushan, 5 Padma Bhushan, 45 Padma Shri. But the unusual remark that was made by craftsman Qadri has got the spotlight on it, which has got the opposition, which in fact went on to criticize this entire role or the statement that was made by Qadri. The Congress has accused the BJP of tutoring renowned Bidri craft artist. Pramod Tiwari, in fact, further claimed that BJP is releasing only select statements. So why did Rashid Qadri really feel the need to thank the Prime Minister, and what was the full conversation? All our doubts, questions and accusations will be clear tonight as I speak to the craftsman himself, who's joining me in this exclusive conversation. Qadri Saab, really appreciate your time. Usse pehle, let's listen in to what he actually said to the Prime Minister.
Shri Shah Rashid Ahmad Qadri, Shilp Kala.
मैं 5 साल तक अपील करा, नहीं हुआ। इसके बाद मैं खामोश बैठ गया कि बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट है ये हमको नहीं देती। मगर आप मेरा ख्याल गलत साबित करके मेरे को चुने, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
इन्होंने दिया और चूंकि उनके हाथ साफ दिख गए कि उसके पीछे इरादा क्या है, उन्होंने उससे बयान दिलवा के उसको हाईलाइट करा दिया कि एक मुसलमान को दिया उन्होंने। पूरी तरह स्क्रिप्टेड, डायरेक्टेड बाय बीजेपी।
रिफ्लेक्ट्स सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास सेंटिमेंट।
And Padma Shri Shah Rashid Ahmad Qadri is joining me. Qadri साहब, बहुत बहुत मुबारक। सबसे पहले तो ये आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि आपने जो प्रधानमंत्री को कहा वो कहने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी, क्योंकि आपने साफ तौर पे ये कह दिया था कि आपको उम्मीद नहीं थी कि भाजपा सरकार में आपको इस तरह का अवार्ड मिलेगा।
नहीं, क्यों बोला का मतलब क्या है, मेरे दिल में जो था वो बयान कर दिया हमने।
जी, आपने सही बोला, जो आपके दिल में था आपने कह दिया। पद्मश्री जो ये इज्जत है वो आप बोल रहे थे कि आप, क्योंकि आपने ये काम बहुत सालों से किया है, आपको जब फोन आया और आपको खबर मिली इस बात की कि आपको पद्मश्री मिल रहा है मोदी सरकार में, तो कौन कौन था आपके आसपास, क्या हुआ उस दिन, बताइए हमें।
25 जनवरी को सुबह 11:15 बजे फ़ोन आया था। 11:15 बजे फ़ोन आया था। होम मिनिस्ट्री के जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी फ़ोन किए, मुबारक हो आपको पद्मश्री अवार्ड के लिए आप चुने गए आप
जी।
तो सारा दिन मैं ऐसा इमोशनल हुआ कि मैं आंखों से आंसू बहाते रहा और खुशी में सारी रात सो भी नहीं सका मैं। तकरीबन 2 रात तक नहीं सोया मैं। 26 तारीख को मेरा डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मेरा सम्मान करे स्टेडियम में। करने के बाद उसके बाद जैसा बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट मेरे को जैसा चुनी, उसी तरीके से 26 जनवरी को तकरीबन 1,500 आदमी, 26 जनवरी से लेके 15-20 दिन तक 1,500 आदमी मेरा सम्मान करने के लिए आए। वो भी बीजेपी के लोग थे, कांग्रेस के बहुत कम आए कांग्रेस में।
आपने जो बोला कि जो आपका अभिनंदन किया लोगों ने, जो आपको मुबारकबाद दी, वो ज्यादातर भाजपा के लोग थे। लेकिन कादरी साहब, आपको यूपीए सरकार से क्यों उम्मीद थी और आपको ऐसा क्यों लग रहा था कि जो सरकार जब बदली यहाँ पर कुछ ये सम्मान नहीं मिलेगा, ये इज्जत आपको नहीं मिलेगी?
नहीं, देखिए मेरा प्रोफार्मा इतना मोटा है कि शायद किसी कारीगर के पास नहीं है उतना मोटा प्रोफाइल। उसके पर मेरे को उम्मीद थी कि मेरे को मिलेगा, इसलिए मैं हर साल कोशिश करता था। 5 साल कोशिश करा, फिर उसके बाद बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट आई तो मैं छोड़ दिया। उसके 5 साल के बाद फिर मेरे को 25 जनवरी को मालूम हुआ कि मैं पद्मश्री के लिए चुना गया हूँ।
आपने उम्मीद कांग्रेस की सरकार से की, लेकिन इस सरकार ने आपकी ये जो ख्वाहिश थी दिल की वो पूरी की, लेकिन उम्मीद क्यों छोड़ा आपने?
क्योंकि बीजेपी वाले मुसलमानों से नफरत करते हैं, उनसे और मुखालिफत करते हैं। तो मैं बोला इनके पास अप्लाई करना बेकार है, ये हमको कुछ नहीं देते। मगर मोदी जी मेरे ख्याल को, मेरी सोच को गलत साबित करके मेरे को चुन लिए, उनका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
ऑल राइट, सबसे पहले बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद, शुक्रिया आपने हम लोगों को वक्त दिया और आपको बहुत बहुत कंग्रेचुलेशंस फॉर दिस अवार्ड. Let me bring in my guests and then I'll have another Padma awardee joining me in just a bit. You can see Ghulam Rasool Khan, renowned craftsman from Srinagar, who in fact won the award, was rewarded the Padma award last year. Before I bring in Prajita and Rashid, मैं आपसे ये सवाल पूछना चाहूंगी खान साहब कि राजनीति की नज़र से इसको देखना चाहिए क्या? क्योंकि जो इज्जत मिलती है, अगर कोई भी सरकार नवाजे आपको आपके काम की वजह से, तो उसको राजनीतिक चश्मे से क्यों देखना चाहिए?
इससे पहले मुझे 2 प्रेसिडेंट अवार्ड मिला हुआ है, जो क्या नाम अबू कलाम से भी मिला है पहले, और प्रणब जी मुखर्जी प्रेसिडेंट साहब से भी मिला है। अबुल कलाम ने मुझे नेशनल अवार्ड दिया है 2012 में, और अबुल कलाम ने उन्होंने दिया था मुझे पद्मश्री शिल्प गुरु अवार्ड। तो इसका मतलब अगर आज हमारे यहाँ ये मतलब जो हमें नया पद्मश्री अवार्ड मिला, तो मैं नहीं समझता ये कोई पॉलिटिकल लाइन है। ये क्राफ्ट की डेवलपमेंट है, क्राफ्ट को डेवलप किया है। हालांकि मैं नहीं जानता इसका ये मुकाम था, बहरहाल समझ आ गया मुकाम तो है। तो गवर्नमेंट के सामने ये सारी चीज़ें नज़र में हैं, तो इस बिहाफ पर मुझे ये जो अवार्ड मिला है, पता चला कि गवर्नमेंट चाहता है कोई भी चीज़ हिंदुस्तान में अपने मुल्क में डेवलप करने वाले की तरफ तवज्जो करते हैं। जैसे मुझे इस क्राफ्ट को डेवलप करने पर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने बड़ी सराहा, कई अवार्डों से नवाजा है, क्योंकि ये मुल्क के हित में बड़ी फ़ायदेमंद होते हैं, खुसूसन स्टेट के एतबार से। तो इसलिए मैं समझता हूँ ये सही चीज़ है, इसमें क्या पॉलिटिकल लाइन है, कोई ऐसी बात तो नहीं है।
I think that's
फिर
very
भी
well
आप जो
said.
समझेंगे क्या कह
क्यों
सकते हैं,
पॉलिटिकल
या
लाइन
लोग
से
जो
इसको देखना
समझते हैं
चाहिए?
कहते
रशीद किदवाई, why is the Congress party even making statements of that nature?
Well, I think, Maria, it is a bit unfortunate that these things are, viewed from a political prism. I mean, the artists may have some sense of anguish. Remember, the competition is very tough. There is a criteria. There is a committee headed by the Prime Minister. There is a Padma Awards committee is there, and it is judged at various levels. So, and Mr. Qadri, I was seeing his profile. He's being awarded by the state, by the central government at various levels since 1984, etc. So it's not that his art or his work or his caliber was not recognized. Remember this year there is a Karnataka election is also there. I think we tend to become politically inclined, and we look at all these things from various prism, and therefore I think personally speaking, I'm against bringing the kind of religiosity or the religious identity to the fore.
Because the Congress party is doing that. Here is someone who said that I did not have any expectations out of you, but then you have proved me wrong. But then the Congress party, Mr. Pramod Tiwari of the Congress, Rashid, is saying that this is a selective video which has been released, and that this Mr. Qadri, Padma Shri Qadri, was in fact tutored. So you are in fact undermining the artist. You are undermining his achievements.
Precisely, that is my point, Maria. That is what I'm saying. That there is Karnataka, there is election, and if artist says this, I don't know what is the artist's compulsion to say this, but it reeks of a kind of political agenda.
No, but what is the political agenda? No. What is the political agenda here, Rashid? Here is someone who's saying that he expected it in some other regime, did not get it. He's getting it right now, so it's a great moment for him. Why shouldn't it be seen?
It's a great moment, but Maria,
yes,
he's also
individuals' achievement. Why should it be given the twist that is being given by the Congress party?
But the fact that he is saying that he didn't get it in Congress regime, etc., it reeks of. I'm not saying whether it is political.
So you are going to have some kind of benefits in the Karnataka election.
It's ridiculous, and it's sad too. Cynicism is the disease Congress is suffering from, and many people who stay in Lutyens, Delhi are suffering from. Let's acknowledge this. See, here is an artist, Qadri Sahab, who had been waiting for this award and who has been deserving this award for quite some time. And Prime Minister Modi's government, the Ministry of Home Affairs, after due diligence, called him up and actually got him to Delhi, and the Honorable President gave him the award. Now, we have heard Qadri Sahab, and I think after hearing him, I think nothing needs to be told. We walk the talk. That's the only thing I can say. Sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas, or sabka prayas. We do not discriminate on the grounds of religion when it comes to talent. And if you go through the profiles of people who have been given Padma Awards in the last 8-9 years during Prime Minister Modi's regime, you will see that many people who are connected with the ground have been selected. And people from, as I said earlier, I would reiterate, people from Lutyens, Delhi, or people having some kind of very high profile, and people knowing. We have not selected those guys. We have selected people.
Yes, the people's Padma, as it is called. And in fact, let me get a word again from
heroes have been actually
Ghulam
identified, acknowledged, and appreciated by us.
Who is joining me from Srinagar, continues to be with us. He is a renowned craftsman. Rasool Saab, कला को नवाजने में कोई राजनीतिक दृष्टिकोण लाना नहीं चाहिए, क्या ये भी आप कहेंगे?
नहीं, इसमें तो उससे कोई वास्ता ही नहीं। ये एक अलग शोबा है, क्राफ्ट जैसा मेरा क्राफ्ट है, मैंने क्राफ्ट को डेवलप किया। ये क्राफ्ट मेरे हाथ से था, वो आज से तकरीबन 100 साल पहले, यानी 8 सेंचुरी 9 सेंचुरी पहले ये क्राफ्ट डेवलपमेंट था। तो उसके बाद ये नहीं बना हमारे हिंदुस्तान में किसी जगह, तो उससे पहले भी कश्मीर में ही बना, लेकिन जब बना था और अब इस वक्त जो इस ज़माने में हमसे ये डेवलप हो गया है, तो इसका बेनिफिट एक तो टोटल कश्मीर क्राफ्ट पर है, ताकि कश्मीर के आर्टिजन इस चीज़ को बड़ी सीरियस ले लेंगे कि क्राफ्ट को जिस मुमकिन हो सके उसको डेवलप किया जाएगा। हर मुमकिन बेहतरीन से बेहतरीन तरीके से क्राफ्ट को किया जाएगा। उस पर पूरा दुनिया देख रहा है और दुनिया में इसको सराहा भी जाता है। और इसके अलावा इस ज़माने में मैंने ये क्राफ्ट को जो डेवलप किया है बहुत ही शानदार चीज़ है, क्योंकि 700 साल के बाद किसी ने नहीं बनाया। अब जो मैंने ये बनाया तो आगे इसको इस नज़रिया से गवर्नमेंट को देखना है।
जी, भारत की सरकार कला की विरासत को कैसे संभाल रही है आपके मुताबिक? क्या वो सही राह पर है?
ये कहना कितना मुनासिब होगा। अभी तक मेरा ये दूसरा साल हो गया। मैं कई सालों से, जिस वक्त मुझे नेशनल अवार्ड मिला है, उस नेशनल अवार्ड के साथ साथ मैंने स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को, उस वक्त डायरेक्टर हैंडीक्राफ्ट को इस बात का निशानदेही की है, ये जो क्राफ्ट है ये पुराना पुरखों है, अल्लाह पाक ने मुझे इसकी समझ दे दी है। अब इसका फायदा मुझसे लिया जाए ताकि आवाम को आम तौर इस चीज को बनाया जाए, ताकि दुनिया के कोने कोने में कश्मीर क्राफ्ट को जाना जाता है। और इस शक्ल में जो क्राफ्ट मैंने डेवलप किया है इसको हमेशा आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। लेकिन अभी तक कोई रिस्पॉन्स नहीं मिला मुझे। 2003 में गालिबन मुझे अवार्ड मिला। बस ये हैं, अवार्ड मिलते रहे, अवार्डों का तो भरमार है, पर वो चीज मुझे नजर नहीं आ रहा जो आना चाहिए था।
ओके, let me go back to the guests, Aprajita and Rashid Kidwai. Again, I'm saying this is about individuals, their work being recognized, and their contribution to the world of art and other social sciences being recognized and their achievements being lauded. Shouldn't that be about just that, Rashid? Why make it about, the way it is being seen, that here is somebody from the minority community getting an award? The BJP says that it has nothing to do with religion here. It is about the individual and his recognition.
Maria, here we are mixing two things. One is about an artist and artist getting recognition that we all welcome. Second part is the artist's pronouncement. Now here he is making a political point. Now the political point needs to be either accepted, contested, appreciated. This can be, a variety of views can be there. So I am saying the artist has spoken from a political position. We did not applaud that.
No, but why has the artist said from a political position? Why shouldn't it be seen as a very honest statement coming from an artist who was expecting it long ago? He did not get recognition, and now he has got it.
As if we are not aware what is happening in Karnataka. What happened? What is this? All this controversy about Tipu Jayanti? How is that something, a ruler of 200 years, 225 years ago? How is that person relevant in today's Karnataka, where there all kind of violence and that kind of things are happening in that society? So I am saying that these are we are realists. We live in society where issues are raked up, where things are managed, and therefore I am saying, I am not defending what is being said. I am saying this is the realm of possibility. The artist can speak and make a political pronouncement from that award that he was getting, and we may agree with him and we may disagree with him.
A quick response from you, Aprajita.
See, I'll just give you 4 names out of the number of Padma awardees who have been honored in the last couple of years. Harkela Hazabba, a Santara Bikreta of Mangalore. Tulsi Gowda, who actually worked for the environment, an Adivasi woman from Karnataka. Bhuri Bai from Madhya Pradesh, again an Adivasi woman whom nobody knew. And see Arjun Singh Dharwa, who has again been an Adivasi person who has been recognized for his good work in social field. What I'm trying to say is the profile of the awardees would actually convey to all of us the focus of Modi government. As I said earlier, we want to take everybody along. It's all about individuals. Let's not actually denigrate the artists by talking of religion, by talking of caste, and by talking of their status. I think whosoever is good, whosoever is talented is picked up by Modi government and actually given the necessary push and the recognition. And that's what Modi government actually
that's actually walking the talk, Rashid. This is what
Yes,
the
so
government has
I
been
think-
saying, and they are showing it in their actions. You would agree on that?
Yes,
Give
so
the
I think,
credit where it's
Aparaji-
due.
Absolutely. I think, as I said, you see, most artists are immensely talented in a diverse country like India. It's very difficult. There is a criteria. That criteria has been there for, many years since the Padma Awards started. Then later on, because of court's direction and all, it's being more streamlined. That entire process is very, I would say transparent. So when Mr. Qadri says that in the UPA years he didn't get it, so there must have been some reason, because you see the state recommendation is there. There is a committee. There is a prime minister, and of course there is a lot of competition. So when he's saying this thing that he didn't get in UPA years, he got it in NDA years. I mean, I think this is his political position. That is what I'm saying. There's nobody is questioning his caliber. Nobody is questioning the kind of background
Rashid,
that
why
he
should
comes
it be
from.
seen from a political position? Here is an artist who's overwhelmed at the fact that he has got an award, he's being recognized, and he says that, I did not expect from you, because you are the BJP, you are seen supposed to be anti-minority, and look, I have been recognized, so you have proven me wrong. If anything, that's a very honest statement to make. I
Yes,
would say
Maria,
that is very honest for him to say that.
Yeah, Maria, you are a political journalist. You know it. When there are elections are there. I mean, I'm saying this is all in the realm of possibility. I'm
No,
not.
but then
saying
Rashid,
that
you
Mr.
certainly
Qadri
do
did
not
have a right to say
expect
this.
the Karnataka Muslims to look at their voting choices after this video. That will not happen. Neither is the BJP expecting that everything in the elections will change post this video.
I'm saying if Tipu can be brought,
Okay, why are you bringing
from his
Tipu,
grave after
Aparajita?
Because that's also election issue there. What is the relevance of Tipu Sultan?
What is the relevance of
in
Tipu? चलिए
2023?
बताइए. और ये वाला जो वीडियो, इससे आपको कितने चुनाव में फायदा होने वाला है, ये भी बता दीजिए जरा. अपराजिता.
जी, देखिए, इस तरह की बातें करना मुझे लगता है ना समझी है. थोड़े बड़े हृदय के साथ सारी चीजों को देखने की कोशिश करें रशीद साहब. ऐसा है कि हम सबका साथ सबका विकास की बात करते हैं, सबको साथ लेकर चलते हैं, और कभी तो सराहिए. I think we need to appreciate what's to be appreciated, what is worth appreciation. And here is a person, here is an artist who is acknowledging the contribution of Modi government and the fact that he was identified by the Modi government. Let's accept it with a large heart. I think that's what we need to do. I think that would be the kind of behavior that the revered artist expects from all of us at this juncture. So I think, see, when we talk of schemes, when we talk of government schemes, whether it is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Ujjwala, we don't distribute the things on the basis of caste. We don't see the color, right? We don't see the segments. So I think when we gave up about 220 crore vaccine doses, we didn't see who was Hindu or who was Muslim. I think let's not get into that. We have given about, rice, or rather anaj, to 80 crore people for a couple of months. We never distinguish between one person and the other. So I think let's accept this with an open heart. And I think we all should appreciate the contribution of Modi government.
पॉलिटिक्स में कभी-कभी बड़ा दिल दिखाना भी बहुत बड़ी बात होती है रशीद.
बिल्कुल सही.
रशीद, आप ये मानेंगे ना, ये आज शायद जो रिएक्शन था कांग्रेस का, मे बी जस्ट प्रमोद तिवारी, बिकॉज द कांग्रेस पार्टी डिड नॉट वांट टू पार्टिसिपेट इन अ डिबेट. सो इवन मिस्टर प्रमोद तिवारी शुड नॉट हैव मेड अ स्टेटमेंट ऑफ दैट नेचर. बड़ा दिल दिखाना चाहिए, लार्ज हार्टेडनेस की बात है.
Again, Maria, we are mixing two things. I think that is what I'm saying.
I would say you are mixing two things while linking this to Karnataka election.
No. I am saying that people speak from political position. This is the realm of possibility. What our friend parliamentarian is saying, we are a constitutional democracy. The government is duty bound by constitution to provide for everybody, and government cannot make a distinction between communities, etc. Recognition of art is also government of the day's responsibility. वो कोई आर्टिस्ट पे एहसान नहीं कर रहे हैं. इट्स द अदर वे अराउंड.
अगर नहीं कर रहे हैं एहसान, तो वो लोग तो नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि एहसान कर रहे हैं. Aparajita, did you claim credit for this?
Obviously not.
See,
I said the Ministry of Home Affairs actually, after due diligence, selected this revered artist. So I think let's leave it at that, and we should appreciate that this has been done. And an unsung hero has been actually been awarded and honored.
That time also there was due diligence.
All right. Aparajita and Rashid, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. In more news, former Defence Minister and Congress stalwart A.K. Antony's son, Anil Antony, today joined the BJP. Anil Antony had resigned from the Congress in January after he criticised Congress's decision to support the controversial BBC documentary on Gujarat riots. He even took a jibe at some of his colleagues in the resignation letter and said that the coterie around the leadership is only keen to work with a bunch of sycophants. On the other hand, his father, A.K. Antony, has expressed disappointment over his son's decision of joining the BJP. Let's listen in.
I strongly feel it's a wrong decision. During the first Narendra Modi government onwards, they are systematically diluting diversity and secularism. Unity in diversity is the Indian concept. That is the real reason for India's unity. During independence and after independence, Nehru family treated every Indians, irrespective of their caste, religion. That is why consistently I am accepting the leadership.
Joining the Bharatiya Janata Party on this very auspicious foundation day of the BJP. He's a multifaceted personality. The fact that he raised strong objections to the BBC documentary which sought to inflame tempers and raise completely unfounded and which were termed by Mr. Antony as an assault on India's sovereignty and integrity, for standing up for India and for national pride. And therefore he had to leave the Congress. And I compliment him for his boldness, for his strength and courage of conviction.
आजकल कांग्रेस के कई नेता और कार्यकर्ता मानते हैं कि उनका धर्म एक परिवार के लिए काम करना है, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि मेरा धर्म इस राष्ट्र के लिए काम करना है। हमारे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के पास हमारे देश को अगले 25 साल में एक विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने के लिए एक बहुत स्पष्ट दृष्टिकोण है। I do think that it is my responsibility and duty to contribute towards the Prime Minister's vision of nation building and national integration. I also hope that vast majority of India, whole of young India, whole of India feel the same.
Well, it's very sad. People who have, whose families have enjoyed in the Congress party for centuries are deserting Congress party and blaming Congress party. This is it's uncharitable. It's very indecent also.
हमें इससे इस स्टेप को उनके लड़के के जरिए जो लिया गया है एंथनी जी के साथ नहीं जोड़ना चाहिए, क्योंकि जो आज नौजवान और अडल्ट बच्चे हैं वो अपने सोच के मुताबिक लेना चाहते हैं, जो लेंगे। मुझे तो बहुत इसमें खेद है कि एक ऐसे परिवार से आया हुआ लड़का ये छोटा सा बहाना बनाकर उन लोगों के लिए काम करना चाहता है जो पूरे मुल्क को आज पूरे मुल्क का बंटवारा हो रहा है।
This is a big announcement for us right here on CNN News 18. A historic feat for our channel, a historic week for our channel, as 50 weeks of news dominance.
It's not just on linear television that CNN News 18 is number one. We are number one today on YouTube, number one on Facebook, and number 1 on the Park TRP ratings for linear television. The team that is bringing this together is a very, very young team. I think it's the fruit of the effort that we have put in. The way different people in this young team stepped up when the challenge presented itself or when the opportunity presented itself, I think that was incredible. We want to thank all our viewers because I don't think we could have achieved this without your support, your love, and your commitment to the kind of journalism, the kind of news stories that we put out there.
This is a big announcement for us right here on CNN News 18. A historic feat for our channel, a historic week for our channel, as 50 weeks of news dominance with CNN News 18. Our channel has, as you can see, maintained the lead for 50 weeks at number 1.
Thank you very much, for starters, to all our viewers, because this is an incredible achievement in the history of Indian news television. No channel has had this kind of a run for 50 weeks. In cricketing terms, it's a half century. It's almost a year. It's 2 weeks short of a year since CNN News 18, your channel, became number 1. We want to thank all our viewers because I don't think we could have achieved this without your support, your love, and your commitment to the kind of journalism, the kind of news stories that we put out there. I think this is an incredible testament to the fact that there is a large audience out there that wants sane, sober, middle-of-the-road news without any shouting, without any chest thumping, without any hyperventilation. And I think the fact that CNN News 18 has been number 1 now for the last 50 weeks is actually a salute, is actually a testament to all of those viewers who are not wanting to move to the partisan extremes, as it were. They are happy to get good old-fashioned news, sane, sober, middle of the road, without any political biases, as it were, not swinging left, not swinging right, just knowing what happened in the country and in the world around them today and why it's important and why they should be paying attention. I think it is an affirmation, like I said, for that kind of, old school journalism, if you will. Even though I don't think, the team that is bringing this together is a very, very young team. I keep saying this in our newsroom, the average age in the newsroom is probably 25 or 26. So it's a young team, and 50 weeks, the last 1 year. I think it's the fruit of the effort that we have put in, this young team has put in over the last 3 years or so. For me, this journey really began 3 years ago. Incidentally, around the same time when COVID happened, the entire country went into lockdown, and we had, this young team. We had to work from 4 different locations. There was one office, one team in one part of office. There was another team in the other part of office that would come at a different time. There were multiple teams that were working from home, and it was hell. It really was hell. But I think the way different people in this young team stepped up when the challenge presented itself or when the opportunity presented itself, I think that was incredible. And so the effort really started, in my view, from 2020 onwards, when we went through the sort of cataclysmic events of the COVID-19 surge and the lockdown and so on. What we have seen over the last 1 year, last 50 weeks, is the fruit of all of that hard work, is the fruit of all of that labor. So I think this is an ode to the young team here at CNN News 18 as well. But like I said, it's incredible. It hasn't happened in the history of news television that a channel has dominated the ratings in this fashion for 50 weeks. And I'm also happy to report to our viewers, it's not just on one platform, it's not just on linear television where our dominance has been well established now for the better part of the last 1 year. We're also now the #1 English news channel on YouTube, and it's been the case for the last 8 months. In fact, the month of March, we would close out with 90 million views, I think, which is incredible. It's again unheard of in Indian news television that an English channel from India gets 90 million views. We've had 100 million views plus every month since September of last year. We're again #1 on Facebook. I think last month we closed out at 135 million views on Facebook. So again, I come back to that point. So we're number one across platforms, whether it is television, whether it is YouTube, whether it is Facebook. And I think, you know, this is an incredible achievement. And like I said, an ode to the young team here that is toiling away day in and day out. It couldn't have been possible without them. And once again, I want to really, really thank all our viewers. You know, we had a big event last week, Rising India, and even just anecdotally, people who came up to me or came up to some of our senior editors and faces, and they were speaking. And the one sort of constant thing that you always heard was, you know, I like watching your channel because you guys don't shout. So I think that's become a bit of an identity, if you will. And again, once again, thank you, viewers. We couldn't have done this without you. I think it's an incredible achievement. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of everyone here at Team CNN News 18. We hope your love and support and affection continues for the next 50, maybe the next 100 weeks. As they say in cricketing terms, this is just a half century. Abhi century to baki hai.
Zakha, over the last few years, we've also seen a lot of skepticism towards the rating system itself. So I wanted to ask you to break. This is a big announcement for us right here on CNN News 18. A historic feat for our channel, a historic week for our channel, as 50 weeks of news dominance.
It's not just on linear television that CNN News 18 is number one. We are number one today on YouTube, number one on Facebook, and number one on the Park TRP ratings for linear television. The team that is bringing this together is a very, very young team. I think it's the fruit of the effort that we have put in. The way different people in this young team stepped up when the challenge presented itself or when the opportunity presented itself, I think that was incredible. We want to thank all our viewers because I don't think we could have achieved this without your support, your love, and your commitment to the kind of journalism, the kind of news stories that we put out there.
This is a big announcement for us right here on CNN News 18. A historic feat for our channel, a historic week for our channel, as 50 weeks of news dominance.
It's not just on linear television that CNN News 18 is number one. We are number one today on YouTube, number one on Facebook, and number one on the Park TRP ratings for linear television. The team that is bringing this together is a very, very young team. I think it's the fruit of the effort that we have put in. The way different people in this young team stepped up when the challenge presented itself or when the opportunity presented itself, I think that was incredible. We want to thank all our viewers because I don't think we could have achieved this without your support, your love, and your commitment to the kind of journalism, the kind of news stories that we put out there.
Namaste and Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning into this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Arsuman, and at the outset, we would like to thank you, our viewers, our patrons, for helping us remain at the top of news broadcast in English for 50 straight weeks. For 50 weeks, CNN News 18 has been number one. This is thanks to you, your belief in us, where we have always endeavored to keep you and the news first, ladies and gentlemen. That is why we are proud to be your channel of choice. Thank you very, very much. And on that note, let's get on with this edition of The Right Stand. Veteran